Ready? 3, 2, 1. Bob, you have to unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting. Good morning, class of 2020. It's a pleasure to see you. Thank you for inviting me to be your graduation speaker. It is truly an honor. I will confess I was hoping for best dressed, but perhaps next year. By the way, before I forget, the attendance word of the day is optimism. So remember to enter that to get credit for attending this. This is my 35th consecutive law school graduation, and I will say that it is a bit weirder than the others, but no less celebratory. We all knew that law school was a long and winding road, but we thought by now you would have made the last curve, you would have entered the straightaway and coasted to the finish. Little did we know that there would be a big ditch in the road that you would have to cross as well. Well, you did an amazing job doing it. I know that you've all continued to work hard. You've all continued to attend your classes. You've reminded us of Zoom etiquette, and you have continued to work hard on behalf of clients, as I've seen in the clinic. It's really, truly remarkable. You should be celebrated more than any other class. As you graduate, you will always be a member of the class of 2020. And yes, you will be the Zoom class. You will be the class with the virtual graduation. But you will also be the class that overcame enormous obstacles. And that's to your credit and something to wear as a badge of honor. You will also be joining the group of alums of UCI Law, which is also an important group. Going back not too many years ago, people said, why do we need another law school, especially in Orange County? And you and the people who preceded you have explained why you are the best the profession has to offer. In addition to that, you will be joining a group of American lawyers, and now things get a little bit more ambiguous. Our chosen profession, which has many choices, has not always been on the right side of history. Thurgood Marshall could not go to the law school of his choice, University of Maryland, because of his race, and Maryland did not accept African American students. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, in her class at Harvard, was demeaned for taking the spot of a man. Later at Columbia, first in her class, the only woman of her time to be on the law journals of Columbia and Harvard, could not get a job. When she did get a job at Rutgers, it was for less pay than her contemporaries. Bryan Stevenson, in order to see a client, merely to see a client, had to strip down and be examined while in the nude, and totally a demeaning circumstance, again, because of his race. Our profession allowed that. Yet each of them persevered. They continued to fight, not just to get back at the system, not even to be great lawyers, but to work on behalf of others. Marshall to eliminate racism or the vestiges of racism. Ginsburg to do the same for sexism. Bryan Stevenson, because he believed more in redemption than in his own ego or his own accomplishments. Today we regard each of them as part of the pantheon of our profession, but for the profession as a whole, it came pretty grudgingly. Meanwhile, two of them achieved the role of being a Supreme Court justice, and with great luck, the third will be. I am not telling you anything new when I say you will continue to face racism, sexism, ageism, ableism, and most important, on a daily basis, cynicism. And I urge you to meet each of these with optimism. We need you to do that. We need you to be who you are and what you have learned and what you have proved you can do. This is the 700th year of Dante's Divine Comedy, and in the beginning, in the Inferno, Dante writes in Italian, but in English translated, the hottest places in hell are reserved for those who in time of great moral crisis maintain their neutrality. It is always a time of great moral crisis. Your whole life has been one moral crisis after another. Thoreau wrote in Civil Disobedience that when it comes time for moral decisions, most people sit still. They may as well be made of wood, and they do nothing. I can assure you, and you know this as well as I, the time will come when you will see injustice, racism, sexism in your face. It will be right there. And someone will say, who will speak for me? Without lawyers, laws remain in the book. People do not get to have their rights. And you will say, who am I? I am only one person. What can I do? Then it's time for you to take a deep breath and say, I am a lawyer. I am a member of the class of 2020. I went to UCI School of Law. I will stand up for you. And the class of 2020 will stand up for me because that's what we do. That's part of what we were trained to do, and that's who we are. Congratulations, class of 2020. You are an amazing, amazing group of people. Keep in touch. You are part of the family, and that's what families do. Thank you so much for inviting me.